you're going to have something like this at the top, right? Well, not all of them have your anchor this small. Okay, I've seen some that are way bigger than this, and if you don't know that, you go to the store, oh yeah, I know what to get. I get those parts. I send VideoJoe's video on it and stuff, and I'll just get one of these kits, and you come back, and son of a gun, this one is way too small. Or your hole in your door is way too small for the other one. For this one, okay? Or for the other one you get. Follow me here. These holes are this big, so it's only going to take this size. Well, in other bifold doors, that hole is bigger, and it takes a different size, the bigger one of this. So if you get the bigger one at the store and you come back, obviously it's not going to fit in that hole, is it? Or vice versa. You got a big hole there, and you get a small one like this at the store, and it's not going to fit. And you're going to be like, oh brother, what do I do now? You don't want to glue it in, because then your mastic could get on the inside of that. You don't really want to drill this hole bigger to allow for the bigger one. Just get the right size. But I know for a fact that they have two sizes. Okay, that's the main thing I wanted you to know. And then see, it comes with this little goodie here. And the only reason why you would use that, now see up here, they have a double goodie. See how wide that is? And it's probably designed to fit for that double door. Maybe I don't need to use this one little small one at all, but it's got some little clips in it, and then it fits in that little clip groove there. You fit it in there on one side, and then you push it up and snap it in there. And so I don't think I'm going to need this if I use this longer one. Does that make sense? We'll just have to see. Okay, and so at the store, and here's my old knobs. Now they're nicely painted, and when you get the new knobs, obviously they're not painted at all, are they? Now if you have a stain grade bifold door, you can stain this to match, or you can use your old handles. I don't really want to paint these new handles, so could I put those in? Yeah, I could put those in on the door, but I'm going to show you something else I'm going to do, which is pretty cool. And I should have brought them up here, but I didn't. They're down here, and I'm getting ready. I'm going to be putting this in here. I've been getting this condo ready to sell, and I've got all kinds of videos on everything I've done inside this condo. Go to my YouTube playlist on my main channel page and click on playlists, scroll down to condo rehab or condo reno or something. Okay, so here's the knobs. I'll show you the white one. Here's the one that was before. Okay, and I could reuse those. Now here's the other one. Okay, that came with the kit. I'm not going to use that in my. Well, I decided at the store I'm gonna use this. Look at that. Isn't that cool? I'm gonna put those on instead of this. That's my thought, anyways. And the silly thing is, sometimes when you get these at the store, okay, they come in a little package. Obviously, you can get all kinds of ones like this, but generally they give you two lengths of screws. Well, this one only gave me one, and this is as long as the screw is. Can you believe that? And obviously it's not going to fit. It's not going to fit here because the door is 1 3/8 wide, and this screw is only 1 1/4 long. So luckily I have some longer screws that'll work. But like I say, sometimes in the plastic bags, they give you a short screw and they give you a long screw. And I don't think, so I thought maybe I could just use the screws from the old one, but I can't because those are wood threads. This is wood threads and this is machine threads because it's going into metal instead of a wood handle. I can't use those screws. So You know, you just have to think about stuff like that. So when I get all done, all said and done, isn't that going to look pretty? And the reason why I did that was because when I got this condo all ready to paint and stuff, we painted everything. I took the doors out into the garage. I took the door handles off, the hinges off, the strike plate off, painted everything, and then we put on new hinges, the nickel finish instead of, we had bright brass, bright brass, and bright brass. We even changed the door stops to nickel. Okay, change that to nickel, change this to nickel, change that to nickel, change the light fixtures to nickel finish, and their LEDs. See the nickel finish kind of look. Here's another one we did with the nickel finish look, and everything in here is pretty much has nickel finish or stainless steel. See, here's the handles, nickel finish. Here, nickel finish, nickel finish, nickel finish. Stainless, not stainless steel, but just shiny finish there. And this is a nickel finish. Do you see the tone we're going for? Everything we got nickel finish. So I thought, and because these are LEDs and it's that nice color. Let's get these down. And I can't really see it as much, but it just kind of has a shininess to it. And I thought, oh, wouldn't that be cool? Okay, so I'm going to do that too. Okay, so that's kind of the quick and dirty on how your bifold door system works. See, here's the old one on this side, and I don't know if you can get these separate at the store. I know they don't come in the kit. Okay, and this top rail should be fine. If your top rail is smashed and bent over, hopefully you can bend it back into shape. You may have to take the screws out, and there'll be surface mounted screws in here that you can take those out. See, there's one missing there, and there's one missing there. They just never put them in initially, so I'm not going to worry about it. You know, there's plenty in here to hold, and that, if you have to bend it back into shape, you can take it down, then you can take a pair of pliers, refashion it, and see if you can't reuse that. If you can't reuse that, then you're probably going to have to buy the whole hardware kit, and I don't know if you can do that at the store or not. Maybe so, because usually that comes with your bifold door set. And lots of times this will be mashed over right in here where somebody's been messing around with that, or this may not tighten up because you got to rebend this back into place, and to bend that back you got to slide this over, and then rebend everything. Like I say, it's probably best to take it down and get it refinished. But this fits up in those grooves too. You can take these out. I've done it before. It's kind of tricky. Undo that screw and then monkey around with it and stuff. But see, I've not touched these. So this is pretty much set. The bottom ones obviously are not going to be set because these had been broken from years ago. And so that's why I'm going to use my new ones with the screws. And see, with that here, I installed this new carpet. Do I really have to put a long screw in this one through the carpet? I don't really have to. I could push this down like that and put those two screws in and leave this other screw out if I want. But more than likely, I'll probably put it in. When I put it in, you have to remember, most carpet has an action back on it. You don't want to just put your screw in there and run it down, because you could zip a line out. Now here, I don't really have to worry about that because this is a different type of carpet. It's got a different carpet pad on it. It's got kind of a felt padding. Isn't that kind of cool? And that's designed so you don't get strands being pulled out and zipping all the way across your room. So I'm not really going to be too concerned about it. But I'm going to take a scratch awl after I screw this in. You know, the two there, I'm going to take a scratch awl here, pound it in there, take this out, put the scratch awl in, run it back and forth, you know, to make the hole a little bit bigger through the carpet. And then I'm just going to be careful when I put that screw in, and this has wood subfloor on it, so there's no concrete down there. If you have a concrete floor, then maybe when you took this one out, maybe you can still find the hole down through your carpet and that kind of thing, okay? All right, so that's pretty much it for that. I'm gonna make a separate video on my progress on installing these doors. I don't know, I've had lots of different things to do throughout this condo, getting it ready to be sold, and I've let this go and let this go and let this go. For some reason, it's just like, I don't want to mess with that just yet. I've been kind of procrastinating about it a little bit, but I'm sure it's going to go okay. And here's the other thing I've got to deal with. There used to be a regular washer and dryer side by side. We ended up taking those out, put a stacking washer and dryer in there. See, it gives us all this extra room. Isn't that kind of cool? You can put some hangers up here, some shelving, or something else, that a bar across there to hang up stuff, or you can put one of those accordion type of things where you put your different clothes to dry, the stuff that you don't want to have in the dryer. And because it's in a condo, we only had so much room, so I decided to do that. I don't think these are any thicker, deeper than the other, but you see, I barely have enough room to slide through there without it hitting the door. But I'm sure I can get it to fit, and because we did it that way, here you've got this, the aluminum ducting that goes through here, that hooks up over here, and see, I got enough clearance there to be able to push this further back up against the wall. Worst case scenario, I could indentate the aluminum right here to get it pushed up against this. You know, so I need another inch or so through there, and then I should be fine. Okay, so if you want to watch that, that'll be on a different video. Look for it on my channel.